Hey everyone, hope you all had a great weekend. Thanks for joining me on February 13th. And as always, we are not financial advisors, and everything you see on here is for educational purposes only. Alright, let's get started with BTC. So, I don't think in our last pre-update we had dropped yet. So, I think before that, we still had our second arrow target. So, I'm sure everybody now has seen that we dumped down, hit our second arrow target. And now it's kind of going sideways. And even the dollar, went all the way up, hit our little target over here, which was a 103.18, I believe it was. Now we actually have to drop back down because we have another gap down here. So when this drops back down, that's going to push Bitcoin up. And right now we went up, hit our weak reversal fib, and now now we dropped, we hit another weak reversal fib. So if Bitcoin doesn't get below, technically, if it doesn't get below 21,363, which is the light blue one, it's gonna push back up. And the day start early, a lot's happened. We dropped, we recovered. Right now, it looks like it's trying to. Right now, it's kind of going a little bit sideways. But if we hold here, right now it's currently a weak reversal fib. I like them to be the stronger ones, which is like the light blue ones, or like the colored ones, not the light gray ones. But again, just like how I mentioned yesterday, when we went up, we hit a weak reversal fib, and I mentioned, look, the weak fib still plays out. It still favors the reversal, and that's what it did. So we reversed back down because it failed the retest, came down. Now we're on another weak reversal fib, and it's actually playing out nicely. It's supposed to just go sideways. I thought we would have dropped to 2,900 first, and I even mentioned like how it would drop, maybe go up, and a little spike and come down. Spike is pretty weak, and that doesn't mean we still can. This is an area of interest because again, it's just a support area. It's not a target. It's not going to be like, oh, it's 100% going to hit it. Those are my second arrow. Those are the ones that are like, all right, this is a count target, so this usually has to hit. Well, that usually always has to hit. The support, sometimes hit because again, it's just support. So I'm going to remove this so we can see a little better. And it's in that area where I mentioned there's two scenarios. One, we want one scenario to play out because it's our pattern. But the second scenario that I mentioned is like we would just kind of go sideways, like this, doing a reverse tension. And it's good enough. I thought we probably would have touched support. This is not a bad spot because well, now that I think about it, it kind of did touch support a little bit. And these usually count as well, right? They touch the top. Touch the top of the support. So that doesn't have to touch it anymore because it touched all the tops. So yeah, because that's my other support down here, right? Remember how like it touched the bottoms and touched the top? So it's technically in a spot where it doesn't have to reverse. Now that I see that even more clearly. But this is the point where, if this weak reversal fib holds, and it could still drop it below it, and then, then it has to deal with the strong reversal fib. If it breaks that, then we definitely know we'll drop back down to this area. But at the moment, it looks like you can even tell like it's going sideways. And based on what it's telling me right now, if we hold where we're at now, tomorrow will be a green day, like a green candle. So the market will push back up. And we could go sideways for a whole week, if anything. Right? Because you see how long this is, and down here, like it tends to go sideways for a while. But this is where we could do our move back up. That could turn into a U, or it could turn into like an A, B, C, and come back down. So at this point, all we can do now is kind of just wait to see where we end today. So we know if we close above like 41,454, or let me bring back the fib line. So there you go. Because remember, we can still drop below the weak fib and then land on a strong reversal fib. So technically, we need to get below 21,363. Right now we're holding on the weak fib, which is 21,451. And then that will start to push everything back up. And when we look at the alts, some of them are starting to maybe make their way down to the second arrow target. So like Matic has to come to 106, Solana 1557. Phantom is almost there, the 0.37. And remember, I believe I mentioned these targets on our last update, and we were like way up here, and it's like, oh well, we have to come back down. And people always look at me like, what do you mean? But it's so pumped. It don't matter. Like when there's targets here, they usually come back down. Though it just kind of broke through, and this is why I mentioned like you always gotta have a plan, just in case if it breaks upward or downward. And if you set a stop loss here, you don't write it all the way down, especially if it crashes. Let's see. But Doge still has that, purple target up here. So it's going to come back up. Luna just going sideways, which is exactly what we wanted to do. Let's see. Anybody else? ICX almost to its open target. Ocean's one that's still pretty far away. And I think Rose as well. Algo almost halfway down to its white bib. Yeah, see Rose. And Rose has actually been pumping pretty strong. And we actually haven't been talking about Rose. We've been focusing on like FRA or something. But Rose is pretty good. And Rose also has the second arrow target at 10 cents. So right now it's at 7. So it could still push up to hit that and then drop. Or if we drop first, Rose is one you might want to pick up because it still has to come back up to 10. That's one that I kept kind of like overseeing because it does have a target. Shiba's still doing pretty good because it's still holding above its trend line. So long as we stay above this, it should be good to like another pump upward. If it drops below, which is 1208, so if it drops below the trend line, then it'll be in a really bad spot. Data, look how close Data got to its target. Got so close. But it still didn't close it, so that means it still has to go back up. But it also has to target downward. And when we have something like this, it's like, it's either we hit one target and then we go the other way, or we come back down and then we go all the way back up. So in scenarios like this, you have to wait for one to hit and then you know which is the other way it's going. All right, you don't want to like take a guess like, oh, well, I think it's going to go up first. I think it's going to go down. Zill fell out of this little thing, but it's still holding in it, so it can still maybe take off, but it's not going to take off if Bitcoin dumps on it or something like that. So with ADA, I mentioned ADA a few days ago. Someone asked me to chart ADA, and I mentioned how I had to come back down below 0.35, and that's where it's done now. It's actually on an orange fib, so if it closes here, it's going to head back up tomorrow. So that kind of gives a clue of where, Bitcoin is. If it closes here, it's going to head back up tomorrow. Let's see. As far as everything else, I think that's pretty much it. I'm going to try to keep my videos a lot shorter than they really are. I don't want to talk too much about everything, but yeah, that's pretty much where we stand. We have to wait to see where Bitcoin closes, because at this point, it's looking like it's going to push back up tomorrow, unless we break through these fib lines here. All right, I will see everybody on the Discord. And if you're not on my premium Discord, you might want to check out the ad that's coming up next. All right, see you guys there. All right, so if you're looking for a new crypto home, I do offer a premium Discord. Link will be in the description. It's tindicator.com. If we come down here, we'll select Ko-Fi. Ko-Fi or Ko-Fi? I think it's Ko-Fi, actually. I have people calling different things. But anyways, here are the memberships that I offer. So $10 a month gets you the market update video. So I post an update Monday through Friday. Sometimes Saturday and Sundays if there's something interesting going on in the market. I have two rooms at $30. One of them is $29.99 and the other one is $30 exactly. If you're wondering why, it's because Ko-Fi doesn't let me do two $30 ones. So I have to have one a penny less. So peace of mind is full access to the Discord community. So that would be this all here. So you get the market updates, crypto chat, daily plays. This is where I post all of my stuff, give you updates. I get the end of the day summary, so people already know what's going on for this morning. You get the passive income, you got the hidden gems, group Zoom, newsworthy, daily plays. You can see charts that people request, so I can give updates on different coins. We got the spiritual Mubu side of things, so a lot to offer here. Now I have a $30 premium trade room, and what this gives you is we currently do have a free trade room, but there's also a premium version of it, and that's this here. So the free one, the public one, gives you 7 different coins that it trades. The premium would add 20 more. So as in yesterday, it had 1 trade for Link, and on the premium side, we had 5 other coins. So you get a bunch more calls in the premium side. Now I do have the Edge, which gives you both. So for $60 a month, You get the full, you get the market update, you get the full Discord community, you get the signal alerts, you get the premium trade room, but you can also request charts and then do 2 Zoom sessions a month. So like I mentioned earlier, everybody can see these charts here that people request, but you have to be on the edge tier to actually be able to request them. So if there's a coin that no one's talking about and you want to see where it's at, because there's been a lot of times where I've given people, hey, you know what, it's good, there's a good entry, you can get in now, because they want to buy a specific coin. And there's times where it's like, you know what, it's already pumped, it's already hit a reversal fib, wait for it to come back down. So now they get in at an even better price. So that's why I call it edge, because you get an edge on the market on these coins, because you don't want to get into a coin and it dumps back down even more. They have these little bullish, bearish targets, or you were thinking about getting it and waiting for it to get lower, but it has a lot of bullish targets, so you don't want to get left behind. I do have an Edge Plus, which pretty much gives us more zooms, but I have that one full. But we do, for the Edge, you do get 2 Zoom sessions with me, so we can go over your portfolio, any issues you might have with some of your wallets, or you want to learn how these wallets work, these hardware wallets. I've even had some people who like to just come on and chat and sometimes vent. Sometimes we need that, especially for the big, bear market we just had. But the cool thing now, we're going into a sideways market, so that's going to be awesome. On top of that, I do have a little shop here where I do offer, so this price is not set or guaranteed yet, so don't buy it for now. It actually could go up or might go lower. I haven't decided on if I'm going to release my scalping indicator. I'm so booked right now and full of people I gotta help, so I turned off the personal one-on-one scalping trading for beginners. I do have the video out though. If this is for the people who want to learn how to do scalp trading, it goes over a lot of the essentials that a lot of people who do these kind of videos don't go over. They just pretty much show you how this indicator works, and then that's it. You're on your own. With me, we keep chatting even after you watch the video. You send me a bunch of updates, a bunch of charts you're doing to make sure you're doing it correct before I even have you trade for real. So a lot to offer there. But other than that, thank you for watching my video today. Have a great one.